Your Google Business Profile is the most powerful, valuable, and effective marketing tool for attracting local customers without spending a dime. But what if I told you it could all vanish in a heartbeat? And it will, if you're making one of these common mistakes. Don't say I didn't warn you. Number 1. Changing several core pieces of information at once. Be careful when editing certain details on your Google Business Profile. If you make too many changes too quickly, your profile might get suspended or need to be verified again. This can cause your business to lose visibility online, which is something you definitely want to avoid. These core pieces of information are your business name, your phone number, your address, your categories, and your website URL. If you need to update any of these details, do it one at a time. Make one change, then wait a few days before making the next change. This helps Google see that the changes are legitimate and not an attempt to manipulate the system. If you don't follow this recommendation, your profile could get suspended, meaning it won't show up in searches until you fix the issue and go through verification again. This process can be time-consuming and frustrating, so take it slow and steady to keep your profile safe and visible. Trust me, you don't want to deal with the hassle of a suspended profile. Number 2, breaking Google's rules for business addresses. Google has strict rules about the business address you can use for your listing. If you don't have a physical location or store, this is what you need to know. Using a PO box address isn't allowed. Using a UPS box address isn't allowed. Using a virtual office isn't allowed. Using a co-working space isn't allowed unless you rent a dedicated office space. The space has permanent signage representing your business. Customers can visit you at that space. You or your employees are there during business hours. If you run your business from home, you can use your home address as your business address if customers meet you there and you have permanent fixed outside signage. If you run a service area business and visit customers at their homes, don't display your home address on your listing. Instead, specify the service areas you operate in. Breaking these rules can get your listing suspended. While you might get away with it for a while, Google will eventually catch up with you, so be aware and follow the guidelines. Number 3, creating multiple listings for the same business. Your Google Business Profile is such a powerful tool, it might seem like a good idea to create more than one listing to show up on Google Maps in different areas of your city. While this is a smart move, you can only do it if the addresses you use follow Google's rules. If you have physical locations like beauty salons, coffee shops, or restaurants, each place has a real address. This makes it easy to follow Google's rules and claim a listing for each spot. But if you run a service business like being an electrician or plumber and you go to customers' homes, it's not as easy to claim multiple listings. Most of these businesses are small and use their home address for one listing, which is totally fine. But to gain the visibility that multiple listings offer, some of them ignore Google's guidelines and use addresses of friends, family, or employees to create additional listings. If you're doing this or thinking about it, know that it breaks Google's rules. And even if it's working now, Google will eventually find out. When that happens, all your listings, including the real one, will be suspended, leaving your business hanging high and dry. Number 4, a Google account linked to your listing has been suspended. As a business owner, it's not unusual to grant access to your listing to SEO agencies, freelancers, or employees so they can manage your listing while you focus on running your business. Although this can save you time, you need to be careful about who you give access to your listing. Here is why. Some of these SEO agencies, freelancers, or even your employees might make too many low-quality or irrelevant edits on Google Maps. If too many of these edits get denied, their account could be flagged as spammers and blacklisted. If they manage your listing, it could get suspended too, and you might not even know why. To avoid this, log into the Google account you use to manage your business profile. Click on the 3 dots in the search interface. Go to Business Profile Settings, then People and Access. Check who has access to your listing and remove anyone who shouldn't be there, like old employees or an SEO agency you no longer work with. Number 5, being in a high-risk industry. Certain industries are known for using shady tactics and often break many of Google's rules to get an unfair advantage on Google Maps. Because of this, Google applies stricter rules to these industries and might sometimes suspend listings even when businesses have done nothing wrong and follow the rules. If you're a locksmith, plumber, HVAC technician, or provide home services, know that your listing will be watched more closely than others by Google. My advice is to always follow the rules. If your listing gets suspended, even if you've done nothing wrong, it will be easier to get Google to put it back if you have been following their guidelines. Number 6, receiving too many Google reviews too fast. Everyone knows how important Google reviews are, but they can be hard to get. Because of this, many business owners take shortcuts like asking friends and family to write reviews or even buying fake ones. Due to these bad practices and more people trying to cheat the system, Google has created a strict review algorithm to find and remove fake reviews. This system also keeps an eye on review activity. This means that receiving an unusually high number of reviews in a short period of time can raise red flags with Google. A sudden surge in reviews might suggest you're trying to game the system and lead to your Google business profile being suspended, even if the reviews are real. To keep your listing safe, ask your customers for reviews steadily through the year. Don't ask everyone at once and then stop asking. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Number 7. Adding keywords to your business name. If you've watched some of my videos, you might have noticed that I suggest adding the keywords you want to be found for in your business name. This is because your business name is a big ranking factor and can help your listing get to the top of search results. Unfortunately, this is totally against Google's rules and could potentially get your listing suspended. I say potentially because Google doesn't really enforce this rule, and I have yet to see a business get suspended just for adding keywords to their name. But if a competitor reports you, there is a small risk that Google might take action and suspend your listing. To avoid this, you can change your business name by filing for a doing business as that includes the keywords you want to rank for. Once you have your new name, update your Google business profile. This way, even if a competitor reports you, your listing will be safe. Number 8, operating exclusively online. To claim a Google listing for your business, you need to make in-person contact with customers during your stated hours, either at your location or theirs. If your business only works with customers online, you can't get a listing, even if you meet with them via video conference. You might have managed to claim a listing even if your business is online only, but don't be surprised if it gets suspended once Google realizes you don't meet customers face to face. That's why you shouldn't put too much effort into it. If your listing gets suspended, Google won't bring it back and all your hard work will be wasted. Picking a business location where similar businesses already exist. It's common for businesses in the same field to share the same address, like multiple law firms in one building or several real estate agents using their brokerage's address, especially in big cities like New York or London. The problem is that Google likes to show different results. So if many businesses use the same category and address, Google will only show one or two of them in search results and filter out the rest. And before you ask, using a suite number isn't enough to convince Google that the address is different and the filtering will still apply. So you might miss out on tons of potential customers. To fix this, you can do a couple of things. First, you can change your listing's primary business category to something more specific. For example, instead of lawyer, you could choose divorce lawyer as long as no other business at your address uses that primary category. This can help your listing stand out in search results. Second is to move your business to a different address where no similar businesses operate. If you're a real estate agent, consider using your home address instead of your brokerage's address and set your listing as a service area business. Number 10. Picking the wrong primary category. Your primary category is the most important factor for your business to show up on Google Maps. That's why it's really important to pick the best category based on what your business offers. If you don't, you could miss out on a lot of customers. Although this seems like a simple decision to make, for some businesses it can be tough, especially if your business fits into several categories. For example, a dentist can have 7 or 8 different categories to choose from. If you're not sure how to pick the best one, here is a quick tip that should help you out. Ask yourself, what is the most profitable service or product I offer? Then go to Google Maps and search for that service or product. Look at the primary category of the top 5 businesses that show up. If the primary category matches yours, you've chosen the right one. If not, change it. Now that you know what you should not do, it's time to focus on what you should do to turn your Google business profile into a client magnet. In this video right here, I go through 50 tips that will transform your Google business profile forever. You don't want to miss this.